She said that she love me, yeah, she wow, wow. Hey, I'm not from the West, but it get wow, wow. Hey, free my boys, lonely, my boys, they beat them cows. Hey, man, I feel like we rest up the pond now. These niggas better calm down.
Hey y'all, welcome back to season 3. It's your girl Mikhail, as you already know. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to episode 3. If you did not go watch episode 2, go back and watch it because what you waiting on. So this episode today will be about self-control, kind of coming out of the quarantine. Because apparently the world is opening back up, honey. And let me tell you something, if you were not prepared, I don't know, did you? Yeah, the world opening back up, and I think we definitely seen so far, like, y'all, it's been mass shootings back to back to back. My personal question is, you had all this time, you've been mad the whole time you've been sitting in quarantine. That's all I think about. It's like, you've been sitting in quarantine planning how to shoot people. You've been mad this whole time. Like, you ain't had no time to heal. That's a lot for me. It was a lot for me to digest as a whole. Then, like, as a history teacher and, like, just talking to my students, it's like, y'all, like, literally, some of my students, like, it was a shooting here in Jackson as well. And it's just like, y'all, like, you was mad the whole time in quarantine. Like, you ain't enjoy nothing. Like, you ain't even take a nap. Like, why was you so angry? But yeah, y'all, that's just that. But yeah, so today's episode, we're definitely just talking about, like, what's I saying? Like, we were just definitely talking about self-control, coming out of quarantine, kind of what that means, especially for those of y'all that are continuously trying to build or grow, because the goal is we're still growing. The world is changing around us, and now we are responsible. We're still continuously responsible for, like, focusing on and fine-tuning ourselves, because I'm telling y'all right now, the world finna open and people are finna fall off their game. When it came to, like, I used to not talk to that ex no more. Well, now we outside and you drunk, and now you like, let me text them. You know what I'm saying? It's real easy to fall back into old habits, and we need to definitely touch on that before y'all get out here this summer and everybody trying to have a hot kudaketa, hot PP summer and get back into some old ways that we definitely have been spending this whole quarantine trying to break. So the first thing I want to talk about is self-control, right? So I actually was having a conversation with one of my line sisters, and we were talking about the whole, like, Sweetie and Quavo conversation or whatever. And the facts are the facts, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to discuss here. The thing that came from that important conversation was, like, we have to remember, like, we try to put self-control on people, right? We try to tell people, like, why would you do me like this? Why would y'all, you know what I'm saying? Why would you do me a certain way? Why would you respond a certain way? And then we forget that we are responsible as well for our actions. And we cannot, like, we can't hold people responsible to doing something and it's like, but I'm gonna do what I want to do. No, you can't, we can't do that. We can't do that, y'all. Self-control is so important. To me, I felt like that should have been the first thing, like, coming out, like, realizing that we getting this close to, like, people really finna be outside for real. Self-control with the shootings, with the everything. It's like, just because y'all been in the house does not mean you need to go out there and act a damn fool. Y'all, what? That don't even make no sense to me. Like, you'll really risk it all for a moment? That ain't fun. Why is your fun rooted in chaos is the question. Like, you can go to a party, you can go out to see people, you can do all that. But if you are, like, just watching, like, tweets and stuff like that, like, if your fun is rooted in chaos, you need help. You need help. If you feel like the only way you're going to have fun is if you in there acting like you ain't got no sense, you need to see somebody. Because that's not okay. It's like, y'all want to go outside and act like bad children on sugar. Like y'all want to act like kindergartners. And that's weird. It's like, no. Why would you? Why? You know what I'm saying? You ruining the fun for everybody. I don't care. At least I had fun. Like, you selfish too. You selfish. You lack self-control. You don't know how to act in public. You like, I was watching social media, like, I was on Twitter. And it was people, like, fighting. Like, grown body people. Grown people. In the club, in the post office, in the restaurant. Like, full hard down fighting. You been locked up for a year. in the house for a year, and the first time you get out, the first thing you want to do is fight. Like, what demons are you battling that you missed out on? Y'all don't think that's weird? Because I think it's strange. But that's just me. Yeah, self-control is definitely one thing that we have to talk about, right? So we're going to get into these spaces. We're going to see all these new people. We're going to meet all these new people. Or we're going to re-see some old people. That's that killer. Re-see some old people. We have all this alleged freedom that we didn't have before. And what are we going to do with it? You spent all the quarantine trying to put yourself in a positive space, trying to really heal some wounds. And now we have all these things that's prepared to provoke us to see if you really stood on what you said you was going to stand on. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the time where you're going to see if you can only thrive in isolation. Right? Because that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that some people only got better because they was by themselves. The minute they get around folks again, they turned up, they teed up. And I'm talking about they done teed up so bad they done jumped off the deep end. And people in their 30s fighting at outside clubs. That is wretched. It's like, whoa. First of all, maybe it's just me. All that fighting after a certain age is just, it's a broke bitch sport, okay? Why is you doing all that? Like, do you see, when you have things to lose, you're not really interested in behaviors that could cause you to lose them. Like, I don't know. I think everyone, like all the college students that kind of miss their experience, especially because I work with a college, like undergrad chapter or whatever. Like college students gonna be buck wild, and it's like worrisome, right? It's worrisome because you don't have to lose your mind to have fun, and if you do, you really not having fun. You like chaos, and that's scary. You should be terrified for that. So that's the first thing that I definitely wanted to just like tap on real quick. Y'all, now that the world opening back up, we gotta get self-control, right? We gotta learn how to like not jump off the deep end and really go backwards or revert back to all the ways that you fought so hard in the quarantine to not do, right? So like, mine was like not be so agitated so quickly or be so angry or so quick to like just be pissed off and shut down. Now that the world's slowly opening back up, it's like, okay, let me make sure I'm being mindful of the situations I put myself in so I'm not ready to cuss everybody out in the room. Like, that ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not what we're trying to do. Why would we go backwards? And this will be the test. This is the test. Like, this is the real test of, are you really changed, or was it just a facade because you were by yourself? And I think a lot of people are going to get caught up into this thing where 2 or 3 months from now, after the summer is over, everyone's like, dang, I'm back to them same demons. I'm back talking to that same demon. I'm back entertaining these friends because I just wanted somebody to go out with. So now I'm back in the shenanigans, and look, Kiki got me fighting her boyfriend at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be very, very tempting to go back to your old self because the world is opening. But what I encourage you to do is to remind yourself, what are you gaining from that? Like, what, let me phrase that, not what are you gaining? What are you losing if you become the old person that you used to be? What reasons did you give yourself to change? Why did you need to change? And then ask yourself, remind yourself of the pain and aggravation and hurt and whatever else came with whatever you were going through before you started healing yourself during the quarantine, and ask yourself, is it worth going back to that? Me, never. It's never worth going back to that. And I definitely keep like I'm an overthinker. We all know that. So I definitely reevaluate to make sure, like, I'm trying to reevaluate my life. Like, I'm going back home in May after my students, after the school year is over for my students. I'm going back home to Georgia. And with that, right, it's right in the midst of the summer. It's a new move. Like, it's going to be so hard to not reach out to them people that didn't, you know, mean me any well, and I know I'm back in their city. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's easy to call somebody. I call whoever, hey, let's roll and do this. It's like, why? Why am I doing it? What am I doing that for? To feel some type of nostalgia? Like, what's the purpose? Because that nostalgia, I remember the good moments, but we tend to neglect the moments that made us feel like crap that came from them high moments, like them quick highs, you know? So I definitely want everyone to have like self-control. Pay attention. Don't get too lost in the sauce because everybody outside that you forget what the whole purpose was, because summer is only 2 months. So you're going to risk a year of work for 2 months? It's not even that fun. It won't be that fun. It won't be that fun. I promise you. I promise you it won't. You're going to mess around and be pregnant by somebody who you hated. That's what's going to happen. Or, you know what I'm saying? You done picked up something you can't put down, honey. If you catch my drift, you catch my drift. You're going to pick up something you can't put down, or you're going to be back talking to a friend that used to get on your nerves. And then when the fall come and you ready to get serious, now you got to re-cut off all these people that you had already cut off. You got to heal all these extra unnecessary traumas that you know what I'm saying? It's unnecessary. You went through the trauma for what? For what reason? Why did you relive something you already know what it felt like? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. One of my old friends, her mama used to say all the time, like, it's some stuff you just don't have to live through. Like, getting your ass beat is one of them because you already know how it's going to end. And I feel like you can apply that in so many ways. Like, going back to a cheetah, you already know how it's going to end. Like, you ain't got to, you know what I'm saying, talking back good. Hooking back up with your messy friend, you already know it's gonna end. You ain't gotta live through that again. Like, you already know. Trust your instincts. You already know how this gonna end. Don't sit here and tell yourself that everything has changed now. Everything has not changed. Everybody didn't work on themselves during the quarantine. And please don't use social media as the way to see if somebody changed, because flex is real. The flex is real. So you gotta really ask yourself, like, what am I willing to put myself through again? You should say nothing, but you know, you might not. What am I willing to sacrifice again just to see if this is good? What if it ain't? What if it really is not? What if it's the same thing you already did? You know what I'm saying? Mama used to have this phrase on the refrigerator growing up, and it's like the height of stupidity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. They say the same thing with insanity. But it is. It's like, how you gonna keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result? Self-control. You know what works for you. You know who hurt you. You know who don't mean you any good. Stop yourself and say fun. Say a little momentary fun is not worth the baggage that comes with reopening a door that already got closed. You know, and that's the tea. You know what I'm saying? Stop opening doors that already closed themselves. You ain't got to do all that. No. But that's just my little tip on self-control. And just a warning, because I know that in August we're going to be back here again and be like, all right, so you did this over the summer, and now I already know. People hard-headed. If nothing else, people hard-headed, they do what they want to do. So I already know we're going to have this conversation, but don't say I didn't tell you not to do it. Don't do it. Because it ain't worth it. But you're going to do it anyway because you hard-headed. And, you know, I ain't mad at you. Quarantine healing was, for me, a great time to, like, really figure out what I needed to work on. And then what I needed for myself to thrive and really do better. And I'm really proud at the end of the day. I think that a lot of my followers, I don't want to say followers, a lot of the cupcakes. A lot of the cupcakes really have, you know, like giving me feedback. And I really feel like as a whole we're growing in a way that's like positive and beneficial for us. And we let go of a lot of things. We let go of so many things. I know for me, my whole life flipped in a month. In a month, my whole life flipped. And I ended up living, being around, associating, participating in just completely different things. And I hope that for everyone else, I really hope that maybe y'all took some very drastic moves in your life to really push yourself forward. Also, just to go back to this like whole summer thing, this is the time where y'all gotta be on your grind, because everybody else is gonna be off their game. Everybody else gonna be too focused on playing and being out, being buck wild. This is the opportunity to come in and like just do the most. Cause while you working, I ain't saying work the whole summer, you know what I'm saying? But do something on the side. Make sure you working for yourself. Make sure you handling your business during the summer. Because everybody else gonna be trying to play catch up in August, and you never stopped. You never stopped, right? I think that's my biggest thing when people be like, I want to be outside. It's like, people think it's like, you supposed to stop. No, don't stop. This is a time for you to take. If you are blessed enough to have like a free summer. You know me, I'm a teacher. My summers are always free and I will get paid. So if you have the opportunity to have a free summer, that is an opportunity. Those are days that you can work on yourself and work for what you need. I'll still be going to school for the first half of the summer, but I'll be graduating. This summer for me is going to be a creative summer. I'm doing every creative thing I've ever wanted to do, from making songs, child, with my friend, to hopefully taking road trips, because I got a road trip planned, to recording, to content, to everything. Like, I want to keep working because I know, and like I said, a lot of people are finna slack off because they free, they got, you know, they don't have self-control, they don't have discipline. Discipline is what separates successful people from non-successful people, because non-successful people feel like they need to take a break when ain't no work done, when they not finished. You don't take a break when you're not finished. You know what I'm saying? You take a break when you finish a task, maybe take 2 or 3 days, go and move to the next. You can't take a 2-month break and then be like, why is it not? What do you think? If I did a podcast and I stopped posting, like I'm doing this podcast, if I didn't post all summer at all, anything on any of my social media pages, nothing, when it comes back in the fall, I would literally have to rebuild up all the ammunition that I've been working on this far. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely encourage you to, whatever projects you're working on, whatever things you're working on, whatever you want to do, take this summer and just work, grind, do the pre-planning, hustle real hard, because everybody, y'all, people lack self-control. They lack self-control. They lack self-discipline. And those are the things that make you successful. I think I already did like a post about this, like a bunch of posts about this. Like, you have to do the things, because if you don't do them, they will not get done. You have to force yourself to do the things that you know have to be done to get to where you want to get. Because if you don't, if you keep putting them off, if you keep prolonging these unnecessary breaks, first of all, if you were not in college or your job doesn't require you to have them, you don't have a summer break. So I don't understand where that notion comes from. You don't have a summer break. You should not be 30 spring breaking it with the 22-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's weird. Stop. Do something else. I'm not saying don't go to the beach. I'm not saying don't enjoy yourself, but you don't need to take 2 months off from doing anything. And even if you are in college, you need to spend them 2 months finding a way to stack some money. You know what I'm saying? Like, there should be no reason that you spend 2 months and you're bringing in absolutely no revenue, not making any plans, not making any moves, not trying something new, not elevating yourself. Like, you lack self-control. And don't let the media, who is purposely trying to force you to buy swimsuits, buy this, buy that, spend your money with them. Of course the airports want you, of course everyone is going to talk about traveling, because the airports want money. The airports want money. The hotels want money. The vendors, wherever you going to, want money. The malls want money. Everything is money driven. And don't be the person spending more money. He ain't bringing nothing in. Self-control. The hustle don't stop. It does not. It does not stop. And with quarantine slowly coming to an end, and old habits that are going to trickle-trackle right there up your neck and teeter-totter on your shoulder, and people going to be reaching out to you, they ain't talk to you all quarantine because they want somebody to go out with. Don't fall in that trap and get pushed back 4 steps. Be mindful. I told you first, okay? Mikhail told you first. Mikhail told you first. When I'm telling you, don't fall in these traps. Because one thing I know for sure, and I tell people this all the time, I don't know if you believe in God or not. I don't, you know, me, I don't really religiously affiliate to myself or talk about religion so much. But I definitely want you to know that one thing I've known in life is, like, every time I have set myself up for, like, success, so I felt, or I told myself, I'm not going to do this no more. I'm not going to do this no more. I'm serious. I'm serious this time. Something comes up that attests that exact thing that I said that I wasn't going to do. And if I give into it, I fall right back. I boop, right back in the cycle. You see what I'm saying? But if I ignore it, if I don't give into it, I get rewarded in some way, sense, or form. And I really definitely think that's how God, that's how the universe, that's how the world works. It's like, you say, I'm going to continue to eat healthy. Cool. Okay. But then you go on vacation and for 3 weeks you eating piggy food every day. You ain't touched no salad, ain't worked out at all. Well, guess what? At the end of 3 weeks, you back to the cycle of, dang, I need to eat healthy. I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to stop drinking. Oh, I'm going out with my friends this weekend to Miami, so I'm finna be turned up. And now you drunk as hell, and now you can't stop drinking. You can't stop smoking. You can't stop, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to make sure that I do my podcast faithfully. But then you go on break, or you go hook up with your friends, or you start hanging out with your friends. They want to be outside every day, and now you ain't sat down and recorded no episode. Don't fall into the trap. Self-control. This is the time where you're going to see what you're made of. Are you really as disciplined as you need to be? And I tell everyone, if you're not willing to sacrifice for the sake of yourself, if you're not willing to sacrifice for the better or for the dreams that you have, you don't really want those dreams. You're just talking. And baby, talking with no action is a vision board. We don't want any more vision boards. Let's get the business done. Y'all, well, if you attended my goal setting event at the end of January, you already know it's all about action steps. It's all about what you're doing, not really about what you're saying and what you're planning. It's about what you're doing. Are you really doing what you said you was gonna do? Are you really checking in with those goals like you said you wanted to do? Because if you said you wanted to make 100 million, how you gonna make 100 million by the end of the year and you took 2 months off with not doing anything, not contacting people, not calling nobody, not advertising, not promoting, not doing nothing? It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. At some point, we have to get out of our childish ways, right? As children, the summer meant we could take a break and we can just do whatever. And we have not a care in the world. We're not children anymore. We grown and we have real big grown goals. And we have real big grown generational curses to break. And we have real big grown demons that we battling. And that requires consistent work. Yes, take a break, refresh yourself. But it don't mean don't sit down, okay? I meant take a break, like rest a little bit. Don't lay down and get complacent. Because this summer, and I feel it happening, and I'm telling y'all, it just is manifesting in my mind. Like I feel it happening in my spirit. It's going to be so many people that's going to fall off their game because they got too comfortable. They got too complacent. They was more focused on fun than they actual business. And now they repeating the same cycle they have been for the past 10 years. We got to shake something up. You got to move forward. Try something new. Do something new. Make sure, just check in with yourself. Be real with yourself. If you make music and all summer long you too busy turned up and ain't been to the studio, baby, what is you doing? What is you doing? You're not trying to, you know what I'm saying? You're not trying to elevate. That's a lack of self-control. That's a lack of self-discipline. And no, self-discipline is literally what separates the best from the worst. Because the people who keep going, regardless of what they're missing out on, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to go to every party. Parties are the same. Parties end always the same party. Party play the same thing. Music that jump gonna be the same music that jump. You know what I'm saying? You ain't missing nothing for real. I don't know. That's just how I feel. That's my tea for today, because I just know it. I know it, and I seen it happen so many times. I've seen so many people get so complacent, and it's scary. Summer is just a time frame where capitalism has used it to like tell you need to spend all your money, you need to go everywhere, and stop focusing on your goals and stop focusing on what you fought so hard for during this quarantine. And I just don't want to see you go out like that, because you're going to go out sad. Because Mikhail's still going to be doing her stuff. So you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to, I'm going to be hollering at you later about why you fall off. You know what I'm saying? You done fell off. Now look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Either way, this was a really quick episode because I really felt like that was the main point. That was the point that I wanted to get to. Do not fall off don't stop crossing your T's and dotting your I's because somebody told you that you're supposed to be turning up. Let them turn up and spend all their money. But you don't do that, okay? Don't be a fool. Yeah. So, also, just to give you a tea, this Wednesday, the first episode of Dear Ex is dropping. As you know, that is the series that I'm going to do on YouTube that specifically talks about like my exes and what I've learned about them and just some relationship advice that I've got. So, if you want to tune in. I really appreciate it. And now I'll be dropping next Wednesday, so you'll be good. Either way, I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week.
She said that she love me, yeah, she wow, wow. Hey, I'm not from the West, but they get wow, wow. Hey, free my boys, love, my boys, they beat them.